Who are you, real or imposter? In the 1950s, 60s, and 70s, there was a TV game show called To Tell the Truth. The show featured a panel of four celebrity guests and three contestants. Two of the three contestants were imposters, yet all three claimed to be the real person. The celebrity guests had to ask real life questions to dig out the truth. The tagline for the show was, "Will the real blank please stand up?" Or, "Will the real Brenda Small please stand up?" On April 20th, I celebrated another birthday, grateful for another year of life. But as I reflected back on the past year, or should I say years of my life, I realized how much of life has slipped by. I realized that I'm still not the whole woman that I envisioned at this point in my life. That I still am learning, growing, and becoming the woman that I want to be. That I still am not living the life that I truly desire and deserve. The most powerful part of that conversation on April 20th was that I accept, I acknowledge, and I admit the part that I play in creating what I'll call a space of emptiness or void. Perhaps it's time for you to have a personal conversation with yourself. Stand up and hashtag tell the truth. Truth is your power line to success and greatness. I'm Brenda Small, founder and CEO of Powered with Potential, your partner for potential explosion, your personal and professional development expert. Are you destined for the 5% or 95%? The 5% or 95%? Why, you ask? Well, to save you from becoming a statistic, the wrong statistic. You see, only 5% of most people will ever reach their potential in life. 5%. That means that 95% will not, according to a Google search. When I learned that statistic, I was astounded and compelled to act to help increase the chances for career and business professionals to achieve success and greatness. Our PWP has a three-step system to act. A is answer the wake-up call. C, connect to untapped potential. And T, turn off snooze, because that's what it will take to create by design the life you desire and deserve. We'll be the guide and help you design the roadmap. I have influenced hundreds of professionals to achieve higher levels of promotion, productivity, and income. Just ask real estate agent Marty, who I coached for several years. Marty grew his business from a handful of sales, a couple of $100,000 a year, to more than triple the sales and volume to create a six-figure income today. More important, though, than making Marty into a skilled salesperson was helping Marty get to the truth and build up his confidence to get beyond his fears, to help him become the best person that he could be and understand what his capabilities were. That's Marty's greatest achievement. Marty sent me a surprise birthday email with this comment: "Ever thankful for your early mentoring in business." Now, Marty almost missed his success because he was going to elect $495. $495 because he didn't want to make the investment get in the way of paying for his first professional coaching class. What will you let get in the way? You know, it reminds me of the quote: "Every day, people settle for less than they deserve. They're only partially living, or at best, living a partial life," quotes 43-year-old success guru and businessman Bo Bennett. But wait, there's more. Bo goes on to say, every human being has the potential for greatness. Every human being has the potential for greatness. So how many of you are feeling and experiencing greatness right now? Well, that's what I expected. Not many show of hands. So let's take a survey. How satisfied are you on a scale of 1 to 10 with your life right now? How satisfied are you on a scale of 1 to 10 with your life right now? Jot down that number. If the number is less than 10, I want you to think of up to 3 short word clues as to the reasons why. They may be personal finances, job dissatisfaction, marital distress, health issues. Those are the things you need to determine causing the reasons why you're not totally satisfied with your life right now. So let's get more personal and comfortable as we further explore the power of truth. If you were less than 10, the truth is I was less than 10 for more than 16 years until I quit. Yes, I quit the Pentagon of the United States as a GS-13 Human Resources Policy Specialist. The Pentagon, where the most powerful intellectual, military, and civilian leaders in the nation make decisions every day about the use of our armed forces for the national security of our country. But even with that, I found myself hitting the glass ceiling. Yes, I'm proud of my federal service, but I watched many women of non-color being prepared and positioned to break through the glass, and I was not one of them. So I knew that it was time for me to address the restlessness in my spirit. It was time for me to spread my wings and branch out my reach. It was time to impact lives in a different way. And the truth is that I was living paycheck to paycheck. I was the single parent again of a college student. I was barely able to make ends meet, and I was not feeling good about my life at that point. So yes, I decided to quit. I did have a plan B, but it took me 5 years to get up enough courage to step out the door and onto the carpet of faith that would take me into my future. I know what it's like to be a smart, intelligent, and gifted woman stuck in fear. For 5 years, I was stuck in fear. When I made the decision to move from employee to entrepreneur, I finally felt as if I had been liberated, that I was finally going to be my own boss. I walked away from a predetermined paycheck to the potential of creating my own pay, 2 to 3 times what I was actually earning in that job. Imagine the ability to be able to create your own income and not based on someone else's budget. I knew it would not be easy building a business and living on commission income. So I asked myself, what's the worst thing that can happen? What's the worst thing that can happen? And the answer was, there isn't. There's only future opportunities. So here's the questions for you. Are you still asleep on your dreams? Are you stuck on snooze? Is your glass half full or half empty with potential? Stop waiting for other people to promote you where they think you should be. Promote yourself where you want to be. If you are like me, you felt overwhelmed by all the what ifs in life. Well, what if you discover the truth to set you free? Scripture says, ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. What if those truths gave you the power to create and design the life that you desire and deserve? What if that power revealed to you promises and purpose and a path into success and greatness? There's going to be a lot of things I'll share with you, but there are 2 key things that I want you to take away from this talk. The first is to embrace your truth, the realities of your experiences, positive and negative. There's power in your truth. The second is that walking in your truth, embracing your truth, is a journey, not a destination. Now, I think this is a good point for you to actually visit my website, www.brendasmall.com, and download our complimentary Powered with Potential pledge. There are 4 simple truths that I want you to know, and I want you to say them each and every day to affirm these truths for your life. The first truth, you are powered with potential. There is no limit to your potential. You're only limited by your beliefs. You can be, do, and have anything that you choose. The second truth: life gives you options. You get to choose. The great thing about life is we have free will to choose. Life is full of opportunities and endless possibilities. The challenge is making good decisions and consistent action. Truth number three: you are the creator of your own experience. You influence life's outcomes. You have no control over the hand you're dealt in life, but you can control how you play the hand to win or lose. You don't have to accept what you've been given, but if you don't like what you have, change it for something that you do. And the fourth is you are responsible for your success. You and only you are responsible for your success. It's that simple. No blame, no regrets, no excuses. My recent birthday affirmed that stark reminder of truth and reality. But knowing these truths is not enough. You have to make these truths your truth. So, what is truth? Truth is the reality. Truth is about being true, fact, actual. Your truth is your reality. Your truth is your reality. Truth will not reveal itself until you do. Truth will not reveal itself until you do. So come out from behind yourself and into your truth. Your truth is a light to your path. But there's 5 things you need to know about truth. The first is that truth has consequences. Truth has consequences. It's not easy talking about your truth because it reveals your pain, your shame, your guilt, your fears, and your failures. But not sharing the truth, creates an environment where you're actually hiding and lying, looking over your shoulder, being an imposter. The other hand, on the other hand, I should say, truth also helps you stand in your promises. Truth helps you understand where you are, where you've been, and where you want to go. Truth is courage, the ability to do something that frightens you, an unstoppable boldness to get beyond your pain and your fear and your despair and your guilt. The third is that truth has conversations, open, candid, honest, bold conversations, fierce conversations about your reality. The truth is that we have conversations every day, all day long, from the time we wake up in the morning until the time we close our eyes to sleep at night. Think about the last or most recent conversation that you've had today. Was it a positive one or was it a negative one? Because every conversation either adds, deposits to our emotional bank account, or makes withdrawals from our emotional bank account. When was the last time you made a deposit, and in what amount? The fourth, truth has commitments, obligations, responsibility, a devotion to take action on a decision, to change or transform your life into more than it is right now. But truth also means you have to do the work. And number 5, truth has claims to your vision, your value, and your voice. The power lines that will help you get into success and greatness. Stretch out your hand. Just go ahead and stretch out your hand. And now you've been dealt a hand of cards for your life. And we'll call these cards truths. So just hold on to them for now. Subtotal, please, boomed my mother's typically soft-spoken voice throughout the grocery store. Well, at least that's what it sounded like to the ears of a young child. Can you imagine what that feels like? How embarrassed I was? It was as if everybody in the store knew that my mom was paying for groceries with food stamps. There we were, praying that the groceries didn't go over the amount that she had. We're putting back items to go on the grocery shelves, and we're holding up the line. Lack and dependency was no stranger in my childhood. I grew up the eldest of 10 children. Yes, 10. From a small town called Red Bank, New Jersey, about 50 miles or 1 hour south drive of New York City. My wardrobe hand-me-down Salvation Army clothes, and I walked to school on many occasions with holes in the bottom of my shoe soles. I was born to a stay-at-home mom and a hard-working alcoholic dad. As the babies came year after year, the new house the dad proudly bought with his veterans benefits became one of clutter and disrepair, deferred maintenance, an eyesore in the neighborhood. Lines falling off windows, torn screens, ripped shades, and overgrown grass in the yard. And I can remember on many occasions trying to cut the grass with scissors so that it would look better because I felt so ashamed about the state of the condition of our house. My mom and dad always encouraged us to be more, to make something of ourselves in life, and they always embraced education as the key to that route. I embraced education as a way to get away from the brokenness of my childhood. You can imagine how proud I was to receive a diploma with honors in my hand in senior year, even though I was pregnant in my senior year of high school. No prom, married at 18, divorced at 23, single parent, full-time college student, working multiple jobs, exhausted and broke. And then one day, the unthinkable happened. I had to break down and give in and visit the local welfare office. You can imagine how humiliated I was. The receptionist was so uncaring and so negative that when I left that office, I swore I would never apply for food stamps or any benefits, that I would work as long and as hard as I could to make something of myself. One of my favorite motivational speakers, Jim Rohn, quotes, "You can have more than you got by becoming more than you are. You can have more than you got by becoming more than you are." Then there was a breakthrough. I graduated college. I graduated with a Bachelor of Arts degree, cum laude, 3.5 grade point average, even though the dean of the undergraduate school had told me upon admission that I would never make it, that I would never make it going to school full-time evenings. But I knew I had more potential, that I had the perseverance and the determination and the will to make it. And I did make it. The second breakthrough came when I landed my first professional job as a personnel nurse recruiter at the local community hospital. $12,000 annual income. You would have thought that I hit gold. But the lesson is that you never know who's watching and who believes that you have the potential to succeed. That person was my boss, the director of radiology at that time, who tapped me on the shoulder to recommend that I apply for the personnel position. That tap jump-started my career as a human resource professional. But even with the diplomas and the graduations and the career progression and the entrepreneurship, it does not make me immune from past truths. And so my truth prepares me for the future. A couple of weeks ago, there was a knock at my door. And when I answered it, there, standing, were four visitors. Fear, failure, loss, and dependency. Fear, failure, loss, and dependency. I was shooken up for a moment, and I actually started to cry because they reminded me of the pains of my past. Now, I thought that I had moved far enough away from the lack and the dependency of my childhood. But then I realized I'm much more resilient now. I'm much stronger now. And I hold the power. So I slammed the door in their face. The reason I could dismiss fear, failure, loss, and dependency is because I now know the truth. Three personal truths, primary truths about myself. The first is the fear of not having enough and being enough. You know, when you're the eldest of 10, you learn the art of sacrifice and waiting your turn. And so I had to wait until dad's paycheck and eventually mom's welfare check stretched my way to be able to buy me their new dress and the new pair of shoes to replace the old ones. In the meantime, hand-me-down Salvation Army clothes will do. But lack and dependency play mind games to make you feel as if you're worthless. The second personal truth is concern about failure and loss. I lost a two-parent family when my mom and dad separated when I was 14 because of the impact of his alcoholism on the marriage. I was 18 and pregnant when my dad died. At the age of 50, alone, drunk, in a boarding room in Atlantic City, New Jersey. He never got to know his first grandchild. For 32 years, I lived in fear of dying at the age of 50, which has now come and gone. The third personal truth is holding on to lack and dependency of the past. Because when you are thankful for even the little that you get and are fortunate to receive, then symbols of achievement and success, like financial freedom and promotions, can have a way of making you feel mired in guilt and greed. So be careful, or you can actually repel the very truths that you want to attract into your life. These are my primary pain points, I call them, my truths, my realities. But it's important to even embrace the pain points. What are your pain points? What are you holding on to that you need to release? Who will come knocking at your door? It's important to embrace your truths, even the painful ones, to help you break through the potential barriers and the glass ceilings in life that hold you hostage. You have to have a non-negotiable truth, something that you will not concede to, something that matters that you must achieve. For me, it's to beat the odds of a life of lack and dependency in my future. I don't want to fall back on the mentality of my childhood lack and dependency. The little girl walking to school with cardboard inside of her shoes and holes in her soles is too hurtful and embarrassing a reality to recall. The financial droughts that I have experienced and been delivered from as an adult are too real and scary. What is your non-negotiable truth? What is your non-negotiable truth? To master your future, you can't remain a slave to your past. That's an unknown author, but one of my favorite quotes. And I was a slave to my truth and power because I was walking in fear. Fear held me visionless, valueless, and voiceless. It's time to turn your pain points into power points. And there are three power lines to truth: your vision, your value, and your voice. Give vision to your truth. Hold fast to dreams. For if dreams die, life is a broken winged bird that cannot fly. Maya Angelou. So let's create your mental vision board. Close your eyes. Just close your eyes for a moment. And imagine that you have a blank artist palette, that you can create the life you want. any way you want it. There are no limitations. There's unlimited resources and endless possibilities. You can draw in the lines, any color you want, or outside the lines. It's all up to you. What does that look and feel like? Hold that thought. Now open your eyes. If you can think it, then you can create it. So take the opportunity to step out of the frame and breathe life into your vision and dreams. The second power line is give vision to your value. Price is what you pay. Value is what you get. Quotes Warren Buffett, the second richest American. And I would think Warren Buffett knows something about value. Marty saw price. He didn't value the investment in himself for his future success. Open your hand again and take a look. What do you see of value? What is in you of value? What gifts do you have to share? You know, value is one of those intangibles that's hard to put a price on. And many of us struggle with what our value is because it's hard to quantify. I mean, what would make a poor little girl and a broke young adult think she was worth anything special and even have a chance for a bright future, especially when circumstances after circumstances kept beating her down? But there's value in breakthrough and breakdown experiences. There's value in your gifts. So open your gifts and unwrap your potential. Let's take Serena Williams, for example. What do you see in Serena Williams' hand? Serena is not just holding a tennis racket. She's holding clothing line, endorsements, book deals, television interviews, and on and on. That's what's in her hand. Serena doesn't settle for what she's achieved. She breaks her own world records. Why? Because she has no self-limits. Stretch out your hand again. Now what do you see? What's in your hand? When the odds to win don't seem in your favor, play harder and more strategic than anyone else. Refuse to settle for less than you are capable of achieving. The next breakthrough came, and I landed a job with promotion potential. Where else? In Washington, D.C. Give voice to your truth. There's power in your voice if you elevate the volume to hear yourself speak life into healthy lifestyle, mental stability, financial freedom, business ownership, entrepreneurship, and fruitful relationships, just to name a few. When you hide your truth, your power is off and voice is muted. No truth, no sound, no sound, no voice. Speak your truth, and it will not come back to you void. Did you know that poet and author Maya Angelou was raped at the age of 7 years old by a relative? Traumatized, she confided in her best friend, her brother, who told relatives. And when the relative was found dead, Maya Angelou thought that her voice had killed him. The power of her voice had killed him. She stopped speaking for 6 years. 6 years, Maya Angelou went mute. Imagine the creative, powerful voice of Maya Angelou silenced. Imagine the power of your voice and message of truth on mute. When Maya regained her will to speak, consider the countless number of lives that she impacted through her truth. You know, I always say we have to push past the pains of life to deliver the possibilities. How will sharing your truth give light to someone else? And how about starting with your own? Claim your PowerPoints, your vision, your value, and your voice, and your four simple truths: that you are powered with potential, that life gives you options, you get to choose, that you're the creator of your own success and you can influence your life outcomes, and that you, and only you, are responsible for your success. I'm Brenda Small, and I'm not afraid to tell the truth. I believe you have unlimited potential to transform your life one truth at a time. So let's uncover your truth and design your roadmap. You drive, I'll navigate, and that will be your biggest comeback ever. We encourage you to visit www.brendasmall.com because we have two bonus gifts for you. Now, don't forget to download your complimentary Powered with Potential pledge. But our first bonus gift is actually a motivational MP3, Vision, Value, Voice. And our second bonus for you is our 24-minute Wake Up Truth consultation. It's yours for the asking. No obligation, but at least you'll know what your pain points and your truth and consequences are. We encourage you to stay connected to us at www.brendasmall.com and on Facebook, www.facebook.com/BrendaSmallPWP, and on Twitter at www.twitter.com/BrendaSmallPWP. Thank you for joining us, and until next time, stay #powered with potential.